Yes.
Hanji, Assalamu alaikum class. Hope you all are doing well. Last time we ended a lecture with descriptive epidemiology. Today our topic of discussion is analytical epidemiology. So the content of discussion will be types of analytical epidemiology, that includes case control and cohort studies, and the comparison between case control and cohort study. Today we will just focus on case control studies because it's a little bit difficult topic to understand. तो हम इसको जो है वो इतना फास्टली नहीं करेंगे, ठीक है? So we're just gonna discuss case control studies. So first, analytical epidemiology. As the name indicates that we are going to analyze something. We are going to uh, uh, analyze some risk factors of the disease. So it's basically the second major type of epidemiology. It focus on individual within the population, and its main objective is not to formulate hypothesis but to test hypothesis. I told this thing in our previous lecture. In descriptive epidemiology we will formulate hypothesis. In cross sectional studies what we do, we just formulate hypothesis, but we cannot test hypothesis in cross sectional studies. But in analytical epidemiology we will test hypothesis. So there are two types of analytical epidemiology: case control studies and cohort studies. Today we will just focus on case control studies. So what are the case control studies? These are also called retrospective studies. Um Retrospective study, we called these studies retrospective because in these studies we will go backward. We will go from effect to cause. We will go from disease to cause. We study these diseases from disease to cause. We take the population for the study who is having the disease, and then we will go backward to its risk factor, to its causal factors. That's why it is called retrospective study. So there are three distinct features of case control studies. One is both exposure and outcome have occurred before the start of the disease. Obviously, when we are going backward, we have both things. We have risk factors and we have the disease. ठीक है? तो दोनों चीजें हमारे पास पहले से मौजूद हैं before the start of the study. Okay, and the study will proceed from backward, from effect to cause. That's why these are called retrospective studies. And in case control studies we will divide the population into two groups. One is cases and one is control. So the use of control or a comparison group is just to support or refute an inference. Okay, refute any statement. So the basic study design is divided into two groups. One is cases and one is control. Cases are those people. Cases is the population, is the group of people who are having disease. For example, the cases are those people who are having lung cancer, who are having oral cancer, and they are further divided into two groups. One who are, they may be exposed with the risk factors, they may not be exposed with the risk factors. So they are divided into two groups: exposed and unexposed. Exposed are those who are having oral cancer and who are also exposed to the risk factors, for example tobacco chewers. Okay, but in unexposed, the people who are having oral cancer but they are not exposed to main risk factors, that is they are non-chewers. Next group is control. Control is the group of people, control is containing the population who is disease free, who is not having disease, who is without disease, but they may be exposed or unexposed. They are not having disease, but they may be exposed to they are having the habit of tobacco chewing, or they may be unexposed, they are not having the habit of tobacco chewing, and they are disease free. Okay, so the population is divided into two groups, cases and controls. And further, in cases and controls, there may be exposed people, there may be unexposed people. And I have told you about cases. The cases is a group of people that are having disease, and the control is the group of the people that are free from disease, that are without disease. So now coming towards the basic steps that are included in case control studies. First is the selection of cases and controls. Second, the most important point is matching uh, all the risk factors, matching all the characteristics between cases and controls. Third is measurement of exposure rates. And fourth will be analysis and interpretation. We will discuss all these steps one by one. So first is the selection of cases and control. This is very important point, how you are going to select the cases and control according to their characteristics. So first step in the selection of cases will be in selection of cases and controls will be diagnostic criteria of the disease. Okay, you will select the cases by define a case according to its diagnostic criteria of disease. First, we will just talk about the selection of cases. Okay, so now we are talking about the selection of cases, then we will talk about the selection of controls. Okay, first we are talking about selection of cases. So in the selection of cases, first step is to define a case. We will define a case in terms of the diagnostic criteria of disease and the eligibility criteria of disease. Now, what is diagnostic criteria of disease? Diagnostic criteria of the disease is that diagnostic criteria of disease and the stage of the disease uh, is the criteria in which we take those diseases in our study. We cannot alter or change the stage or diagnostic criteria of the disease in the study. Once we get the standard criteria or the stage, we cannot change that criteria or stage in between the study. It will remain the same till the end of the study. That will be the diagnostic criteria of the disease. The disease stage must be specified before the study, and it cannot be altered or changed until the study is over. That will be the diagnostic criteria. And what is the eligibility criteria? Eligibility criteria will be only newly diagnosed cases within a specified period of time. We will include those cases, only newly diagnosed cases in the study. We will exclude the old cases or the cases with the advanced stages of disease. So diagnostic criteria tells us that the disease stage should be specified, and we cannot change and alter the criteria of the disease until the end of the study. And eligibility criteria tells us that we will only recruit newly diagnosed cases. We will exclude old cases and the cases with the advanced disease. Now comes to the sources of cases. From where we will take the cases. Sources can be any hospital. Sources can be a general population. We can take the cases from general population through a survey, through a disease registry, or through a hospital network by any random sampling. Okay. Random sampling is just like I'm just telling you shortly. We will because we will discuss this sampling technique, a vast topic in a separate lecture. Sampling, random sampling is just अभी आप सिर्फ इतना सोच लें कि थ्रू लॉटरी के थ्रू, ठीक है, पर्चियों के थ्रू जो है हम सैंपल जो है वो ले लेंगे, ठीक है. So the sources can be any hospital, can be any general population. Now comes to the selection of control. Selection of control is as same as in this cases, but you all know that controls will be free from disease. Control जो होंगे वो healthy person होंगे, वो disease नहीं होंगे. Either they can have the risk factors, they can be tobacco chewers, they cannot be tobacco chewers, but they will be free from disease. Okay. So sources for the controls same, can be from hospitals, can be any relative, can be your neighborhood controls, and can be a general population. Okay. So this is all about the selection of cases and controls. This is how you will select your cases and controls for the study. Next step is matching. Matching is very important, you know. First of all, I will tell you what is matching. Matching is basically a process by which we select controls in a way that they are similar to each other with regards to certain selected variables, for example, age, sex, etc. Why is it important to match these variables between cases and controls? It is important because these variables can these variables are known to influence the outcome of disease. These variables are, the outcome of disease is dependent on these variables like age, sex, or any other important risk factors. So if we will not match these factors, these selected variables in cases and controls properly, these factors can distort or confound our result. Okay, these factors can these factors ये जो factors हैं ये हमारे result को खराब कर सकते हैं, ठीक है, distort कर सकते हैं, confound कर सकते हैं. So it is important कि हम cases and controls में सब factors को आपस में properly match करें without any confounding factor. What is confounding factor? Confounding factor which is associated both with the exposure and disease. Confounding factor exposure और disease दोनों के साथ associated होता है and is distributed unequally in the study and control group, but distributed unequally होता है, ठीक है. It is associated with both the exposure and disease but unequally distributed. Let's say हम example लेते हैं. Here is the example. आपको इस example से जो है वो clear समझ आ जाएगी, ठीक है. For example, role of alcohol consumption in the etiology of esophageal cancer. कि esophageal cancer role of the consumption of alcohol is the main risk factor in the etiology of esophageal cancer. But beside a part of this consumption of alcohol, smoking is a confounding factor. How? Smoking कैसे confounding factor है? Because it is associated with the consumption of alcohol, consumption of alcohol, and it is an independent. So the effect of alcohol consumption can be determined only if the influence of smoking is neutralized. Therefore, सिर्फ कंजम्पशन ऑफ अल्कोहल और एसोफेजियल कैंसर का रिलेशनशिप, इनकी एसोसिएशन देखना जा रहे हैं. बट स्मोकिंग इज अ कंफाउंडिंग फैक्टर. स्मोकिंग का भी उन दोनों के साथ एसोसिएशन है. ठीक है, स्मोकिंग जो है अल्कोहल कंजम्पशन के साथ भी रिलेटेड है, और स्मोकिंग इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल है इन कॉजिंग एसोफेजियल कैंसर. The one factor who is, ठीक है, तो हमें जो है अल्कोहल कैंसर के साथ, तो हमें स्मोकिंग के फैक्टर को लिख सकते हैं मैचिंग के जरिए. समझ मैचिंग की? हेलो, सब सो रहे हैं?
नहीं मैम, वो आपकी आवाज बीच में थोड़ी ब्रेक हो गई थी. Everyone is listening.
मैंने तो इतना समझाया, अब क्या बीच में कहाँ ब्रेक हुई?
मैम वो थोड़ा सा नेट इशू लग रहा है आपका. अभी पिछला जो आप कंफाउंडिंग फैक्टर के बारे में बता रही थी ना, उसमें थोड़ा सा ब्रेक हुआ है. तो बच्चों आप लोग बता दो.
कंफाउंडिंग दोबारा से बता दूं या समझ आ गई है?
क्लास का ही बताएं मैडम को.
मैम एक दफा रिपीट
बिकॉज
कर
दिस इज
दें.
वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. जी
मैम एक दफा रिपीट कर दें.
हाँ बेटा, मैं रिपीट कर देती हूँ. मेरा ख्याल है जज्बात में आके मैं समझाते मोबाइल बहुत दूर ले गो, उसकी आवाज
फिर ब्रेक हो गई है.
खैर एनीवेज मैं दोबारा से समझा देती हूँ, ये समझने वाला बात समझने कर लेते हैं. मैचिंग से ही स्टार्ट करते हैं. ठीक है, मैचिंग इज बेसिकली अ प्रोसेस by which we select cases and controls in such a way that they should be similar characteristics. They should be similar to each certain variables like age, sex, etc. Why is it important कि दोनों के जो हैं variables should be similar? Cases और controls के similar matching similar होनी चाहिए. क्यों? वो इसलिए क्योंकि these factors are known to influence the outcome of disease. Outcome of disease is dependent on these factors. अगर हम इन factors को match नहीं करेंगे तो हमारा outcome जो है वो खराब हो जाएगा, हमें सही वाला outcome नहीं मिलेगा. इसलिए matching जरूरी है. और अगर हम सही से match, if we do not adequately match the cases and controls, it can distort or confound the results. ठीक है? So what is confounding? What is a confounding factor? Confounding factor is the one that is associated with both the exposure and the disease, but is unequally distributed between स्टडी एंड कंट्रोल ग्रुप्स. ठीक है, इसकी एग्जांपल मैंने आपको ये यहाँ पर एक डाली हुई है. एग्जांपल से मैंने समझाया कि role of alcohol in we are studying the role of alcohol in the etiology of esophageal cancer. Okay, we are just taking one factor, one exposure factor, that is the consumption of alcohol, and we are studying its association in the etiology of esophageal cancer. But smoking will be a confounding factor in this study. How? कैसे? Smoking कैसे confounding factor होगा? Because smoking is associated, it is also associated with the consumption of alcohol. ठीक है, and it is an independent risk factor for esophageal cancer. सो हम तो सिर्फ और सिर्फ कंजम्पशन ऑफ अल्कोहल को रिलेट करना चाह रहे हैं एसोफेजियल कैंसर से, बट अगर स्मोकिंग भी बीच में आ जाता है, ठीक है, स्मोकिंग तो डिस्टॉर्ट कर देगा हमारे रिजल्ट्स को, क्योंकि स्मोकिंग इज आल्सो एसोसिएटेड विद द अल्कोहल कंजम्पशन, एंड स्मोकिंग इज आल्सो एन इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल फॉर द कॉजेशन ऑफ एसोफेजियल कैंसर। लेकिन हम तो सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक्सपोजर ऑफ अल्कोहल कंजम्पशन को एसोफेजियल कैंसर से रिलेट करना चाह रहे हैं, तो स्मोकिंग उसमें कंफाउंडिंग फैक्टर है। तो हमें अपनी स्टडी को ऑथेंटिक करने के लिए, ठीक है, कंफाउंडिंग फैक्टर से बचाने के लिए हमें क्या करना है कि स्मोकिंग को हमें न्यूट्रलाइज करना है बाय मैचिंग। मैचिंग किस तरह से होगी? मैचिंग उस तरह से होगी कि केसेस और कंट्रोल्स दोनों में हम जो वेरिएबल्स लेंगे उनकी सेम कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स होंगी। ठीक है, समझ आ गई अब? हेलो,
यस मैम आ गई।
जी मैम
आ
समझ
गई
आ गई।
बच्चों समझ?
जी मैम समझ आ
चलें,
गई।
यस मैम।
ठीक है। अब हम आगे
जी
चलते हैं।
मैम।
ये पॉइंट जरा काफी इंपॉर्टेंट था, इसको समझना जरूरी था। व्हाट इज फिर एंड तक आप लोगों के जहन में रहता है कि कंफाउंडिंग फैक्टर है क्या, है क्या, वो वाइवा में पूछा जाता है, फिर आप लोगों को जवाब नहीं देना आता। ठीक है, दिस इज व्हाट अबाउट द कंफाउंडिंग फैक्टर। सो हम कंफाउंडिंग फैक्टर को कैसे एलिमिनेट कर सकते हैं? मैचिंग के थ्रू। ठीक है, मैचिंग मैचिंग भी जो है हमारी मैचिंग दो तरह से हम कर सकते हैं। ठीक है, एक ग्रुप मैचिंग कर सकते हैं और एक मैचिंग इन पेयर्स। ठीक है, बाय पेयर्स कर सकते हैं और ग्रुप मैचिंग कर सकते हैं। ग्रुप मैचिंग में बी डन बाय assigning cases to subcategories based on their characteristics, for example age, occupation, social class. ग्रुप मैचिंग में हम क्या करते हैं? वी विल मेक अ ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल, ओके, और उनकी सेम कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स रखते हैं। फॉर एग्जाम्पल सेम एज, सेम सेक्स ग्रुप, सेम ऑक्यूपेशन, सेम सोशल क्लास। ठीक है, दैट विल बी वन ग्रुप। ठीक है, एक ग्रुप बना लिया हमने, और देन दिस ग्रुप इज सपोज दिस ग्रुप इज द केसेस, then we will make another group that will be control, and that will also have the same characteristics, that will also have the people of same age as in the case wale group, the same sex as in the case wale group। तो सारों की आपस में जो characteristics हैं वो match होंगी। ठीक है, so this is called the group matching। We will make a group of people that is having the same characteristics, then will make another group of people that will be control, also having the same characteristics। okay, and in pairs में हम group matching कैसे करेंगे? For each case a control is chosen। okay, for each case a control will be chosen, and they both have the same characteristics। ठीक है, for example a 50-year-old mason with a particular disease, okay, we will search for a 50-year-old mason without disease। okay, फर्क सिर्फ होगा कि कंट्रोल without disease होंगे, cases with other characteristics should be similar between cases and controls। okay, और ये matching के दो तरीके मैंने आपको बता देती हैं। one is through group matching and one is by pairing। आगे चलें।
यस मैम।
अच्छा जी, next step is the measurement of exposure and other factors। अब exposure को how can we measure exposure? We can take information about exposure of disease, we can take information about exposure in both cases and controls through interviews, through questionnaire filling, through past records। Past records can be obtained from hospital records, from the employment records। ठीक है, from any clinical or laboratory examination we can take the information about the exposure in cases and controls। So we can take information through the direct interview to the patient, through the questionnaires, ठीक है, through the past records that can be taken from any hospital, from the employment records, or through clinical or laboratory examination। And the important point is investigator should not know whether a subject is in a case or in a control group. This is very important. ये जो investigator should be blind, ठीक है, उसको नहीं पता होना चाहिए कि फलाना बंदा जो है वो केस में है, फलाना कंट्रोल में। अगर उसे पता होगा तो दिस विल बी अ मेजर कॉज ऑफ बायस। ये जो है बायस की मेजर कॉज होगी अगर उसे पता होगा कि कौन सा जो है वो बंदा केस में है और कौन सा जो है कंट्रोल। सो इन्वेस्टिगेटर शुड बी ब्लाइंड। Analysis, next step is the analysis and interpretation. So what we will find out from the case control studies, what we can measure exposure rates among cases and controls to suspected factors, and we can measure odds ratio. Odds ratio is the estimation of the disease risk associated with the exposure. That is the odds. So we can find out two things from the case control studies. One is the
मैम आपकी आवाज बहुत अटक रही है।
among cases and ratio याद रखना है, ठीक है। हम हेलो
हेलो
अब
मैम,
ठीक आ
आपकी
रही है
आवाज काफी
आवाज?
कटक रही। जी मैम अब ठीक हो गई है।
अब ठीक आ रही है?
जी मैम अब ठीक है।
जी जी।
जब आवाज खराब हो तो बता दिया करें, ठीक है।
जी।
So we will find out two things from the case control study. One is the exposure rates among cases and controls. We can calculate exposure rates and we can calculate odds ratio from the case control studies. What is the exposure rates? How we can calculate exposure rates from the case control study? This is the 2x2 table. If you remember, I draw this 2x2 table on the whiteboard uh, when we study the topic screening. When we study the topic screening in our classroom, in our lecture hall, I draw this 2x2 table. This is the same 2x2 table that is drawn here. Here, diseased people are cases, non-diseased, without disease or controls, and exposure, risk of exposure is tobacco chewers and non-chewers. This is the 2x2, the same 2x2 table, A, B, C, D. Okay. So how will we calculate?
एक स्लाइड में से मेरे ख्याल में मिस हो गई है, एक्सपोजर रेट्स पे आप।
हाँ जी, इससे नेक्स्ट स्लाइड पे आए आप।
ये वाली, राइट?
यस,
थैंक यू।
ये स्लाइड, ठीक है। So how we will calculate the exposure rates among the cases and controls? We will make the formulas. Cases will be A divided by A plus C among the exposed and non-exposed cases, among the exposed and non-exposed. तो क्या बनेगा? Cases will be purely A and among exposed and non-exposed will be A plus C. Okay. And controls among the exposed and non-exposed, क्या बनेगा? Pure controls will be B and B is equal to exposed and non-exposed will be B plus D. So exposure rate is cases among exposed and non-exposed and controls among exposed and non-exposed. That is A divided by A plus C, B plus D. Okay, rates. The relative risk. Relative risk is basically incidence among exposed and incidence among non-exposed. Incidence of disease among exposed and incidence of disease among non-exposed. ठीक है? incidence of disease among exposed will be A divided by A plus B. We are taking just exposed, so we will make the formula A divided by A plus B. Okay, tobacco chewers are the exposed na. Okay, we are taking A divided by A plus B. और incidence among non-exposed में C divided by C plus D. Okay. So this is the main formula for calculating the relative risk. So we are basically calculating the relative risk and odds ratio from the case control studies, exposure rates and the odds ratio. What is odds ratio? How we will calculate the odds ratio? Odds ratio is basically the strength of association between the risk factor and outcome. How strong is the association between the risk factor and the outcome? इसका मतलब है कि अगर हम लंग कैंसर की बात करते हैं तो स्मोकिंग इज द रिस्क फैक्टर, तो इन दोनों में कितनी स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ एसोसिएशन है, ठीक है, दैट विल बी द ऑड्स रेशियो. ओके, तो ऑड्स रेशियो हमें बताएगी कि स्मोकिंग की वजह से जो लंग कैंसर होता है और इन दोनों की आपस में कितनी स्ट्रॉन्ग एसोसिएशन है. ठीक है, ऑड्स रेशियो हमें वो बताएगी. तो फॉर्मूला फॉर द ऑड्स रेशियो विल बी ए बी डिवाइडेड बाय सी डी. ओके, ए बी डिवाइडेड बाय सी डी. नाउ कम टू द बायस. बायस का हमने ये फॉर्मूलाज हैं बच्चों, आपको ऐसे ही याद करने हैं 2/2 के टेबल से. ठीक है, बता दिया आपको एक्सपोजर रेट्स का, ठीक है, ऑड्स रेशियो का, ये आपको इसी तरह से एज इट इज याद करना है. 2/2 का टेबल आप लोगों को अच्छे तरीके से समझा दिया हुआ है पहले भी और अब भी बता दिया. ठीक है, तो उससे फॉर्मूलाज जो हैं ये आपको एज इट इज याद करने हैं. बाज़-औक़ात ये होता है कि आपके जो ऑस्पी स्टेशंस होते हैं वाइवा में, वहां पर आपको कोई कैलकुलेशन के लिए ऑड्स रेशियो कैलकुलेट करने के लिए दे दी जाती है, रिलेटिव रिस्क, तो ये फॉर्मूलाज आपको जो है वो आने चाहिए. ठीक है, अच्छा, व्हाट इज बायस? बायस का हमने पूरे लेक्चर में नाम लिया कि जी बायस नहीं होना चाहिए स्टडी में, बिकॉज इफ बायस इज प्रेजेंट इन द स्टडी it will distort our results. So basically what is bias? Bias is any systematic error in the determination of association between the exposure and the disease. कोई भी systematic error in the determination of association between exposure and the diseases. That bias can be a selection bias, can be a memory or recall bias, can be a bias from interviewers, or can be a bias due to any confounding factor. Confounding factor का तो आपको बड़ी अच्छी तरह से मैंने बता दिया. ठीक है, bias due to confounding factor किस तरह से होता है. ठीक है, और उसको हम प्रिवेंट कैसे कर सकते हैं? मैचिंग के थ्रू. ठीक है, प्रॉपर मैचिंग के थ्रू. मेमोरी और रिकॉल बायस क्या होगा? What is memory or recall bias? When cases and control will be asked for questions about their past history, it may be more likely for the cases to recall the existence of certain events or factors than the controls who are healthy persons. Though that can be a memory or recall bias on the patient end. कि जब आप पेशेंट से केसेस से सवाल पूछते हैं तो क्योंकि दैट इज द डिजीज पर्सन, वो अपनी पास्ट हिस्ट्री और इवेंट्स को ज्यादा थॉरली अच्छे तरीके से बता सकता है देन द कंट्रोल्स. तो ये मेमोरी और रिकॉल बायस जो है वो यहाँ पे हो सकता है. ठीक है, बिकॉज कंट्रोल हेल्दी पर्सन, उनको certain events नहीं आते. ठीक है, the cases and control may not be representative of cases and control in the general population. Cases and controls हम इस तरह से select करें कि they don't have the similar characteristics with the representative of their general population. उनकी characteristics similar ना हो, that is called selection bias. Interviewers bias is bias may also occur when the interviewers knows the hypothesis and he also knows who is the case and who is the control. Obviously जब interviewers को पता होगा interviewer को कि जी कौन सा बंदा केस में है और कौन सा कंट्रोल में है, तो वो केसेस से ज्यादा थॉरली इंटरव्यू लेगा, ठीक है, ज्यादा थॉरली उनसे हिस्ट्री पूछेगा रादर देन कंट्रोल। तो ये भी जो है वो इससे इंटरव्यूअर्स बायस जो है वो आ जाता है। इसीलिए हम कहते हैं कि इन्वेस्टिगेटर शुड नॉट नो वेदर इट इज द केस this person is in the study group or this person is in the control group, and this type of bias can be just eliminated by blinding, double blinding, कि investigator को पता ही ना हो कि कौन सा जो है वो person study group में है, कौन सा control group में, ठीक है। So these are the all types of bias. Now comes to the advantages and disadvantages of case control studies. First, go through the advantages.
1 minute.
These are 1 minute. Okay, बस ये मैं just जल्दी से advantages में easy to carry out है, rapid और inexpensive हैं, require fewer subjects, छोटे सैंपल से भी हो जाती हैं, ठीक है, suitable for investigation of rare diseases, ठीक है, कोई रिस्क नहीं सब्जेक्ट्स को होता, और allow the study of several different ecological factors, no attrition problem because do not require follow up, loss to follow up नहीं होता क्योंकि follow up require ही नहीं होता, और minimal ethical problems होती हैं इसमें। disadvantages देखें तो problem of bias obviously है इसमें, ठीक है, since it relies on past memory और past records, क्योंकि disease से शुरू कर रहे हैं हम और cause की तरफ जा रहे हैं तो मैं पास्ट हिस्ट्री पास्ट रिकॉर्ड्स की जाएगी, तो इसमें प्रॉब्लम ऑफ बायस आ सकती है। डिफिकल्टी इन सिलेक्शन ऑफ अप्रोप्रिएट कंट्रोल ग्रुप, ऑब्वियसली मैचिंग की वजह से, ठीक है, कैन नॉट मेजर द इंसिडेंस मेजर नहीं कर सकते हम बिकॉज इंसिडेंस इज द न्यू केसेस, ठीक है, वी कांट मेजर इंसिडेंस क्योंकि हम तो डिजीज से कॉज की तरफ जा रहे हैं, इंसिडेंस कैसे मेजर कर सकते हैं, न्यू केसेस मेजर कर ही नहीं सकते हम इससे, तो हमेशा याद रखना है द इंसिडेंस कैन नॉट बी मेजर्ड बाय केस कंट्रोल स्टडीज, ओके, वी कैन ओनली मेजर द रिलेटिव रिस्क, doesn't distinguish between cause and associated factors, okay, and not suitable for the evaluation of therapy or prophylaxis of disease. So these are the some advantages and disadvantages of case control studies. Topic हमारा ये खत्म हो गया, next time inshallah Thursday को in practical timing we will discuss cohort studies, okay. Thank you so very much. Allah Hafiz.